Imagine that the true enemy of your body's strength lies not in the years you've lived, but in something that happens daily, as soon as you open your eyes. Contrary to popular belief, age is far from the only factor determining the condition of your muscles. Sarcopenia is the insidious process of muscle mass and strength loss, which surprisingly starts not in old age but after 30. By the age of 60, if timely measures are not taken, you can lose up to half of your muscle mass. But there is good news. This process can not only be stopped, but in some cases reversed, restoring lost strength to the body. Many mistakenly believe that a lack of physical activity only slows down muscle development. However, a much more serious process occurs. Muscles begin to actively break down. This is the reason for weakness in the legs, unsteady gait, and rapid fatigue that many older people face. The latest scientific research confirms that muscle strength can be maintained even at 90. The main problem is that most people realize this too late, when climbing stairs becomes a real challenge, and their legs start to tremble from the slightest exertion. However, if you approach the issue of preserving muscle mass consciously and in advance, old age does not necessarily have to be associated with weakness and infirmity. The secret to strong legs in old age lies not in grueling workouts or miraculous pills, but in morning habits. How the day begins has a decisive influence on the condition of muscles in the perspective of 20, 30, or even 50 years. Some of these habits may be quite unexpected. Next, we will talk about 6 simple morning rituals that can activate muscles and ensure strength and endurance in the legs for many years to come. 3 of them are related to nutrition, and 3 are related to actions that many do not attach importance to. These seemingly insignificant actions determine whether your muscles will work smoothly and efficiently or gradually fade away. One of the points on this list is so unusual that it can turn your understanding of healthy aging upside down. Water enriched with electrolytes is presented not as a fiction, but as an effective method of activating muscle activity. How often do we think about how exactly we quench our thirst in the morning? Many limit themselves to just a few sips to get rid of dryness in the mouth, without attaching much importance to this. However, scientific studies show that proper water consumption can improve muscle function and slow down their aging processes. After waking up, the human body is in a state of dehydration due to the loss of a significant amount of fluid during sleep. If you do not replenish this deficiency, the blood becomes thicker, the delivery of oxygen to the tissues worsens, and the muscles seem to plunge into slumber. Often, it is the chronic lack of water in cells that causes the loss of mobility in older people. However, simply drinking a glass of ordinary water is not enough to achieve the desired effect. Ordinary water passes through the body too quickly, without lingering in the cells and without providing full hydration to the muscles. The solution to this problem is to use charged water containing electrolytes. Electrolytes are mineral substances that help water penetrate into cells and retain it there. The most important electrolytes include sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Without their participation, the liquid passes through the body in transit, without bringing tangible benefits. Preparing charged water at home is quite simple. To do this, you need to take a glass of warm water, add a pinch of sea salt, rich in sodium and trace elements, as well as a few drops of lemon juice. For an extra boost of energy, you can add half a teaspoon of honey, which is a powerful natural electrolyte that saturates cells with moisture and activates the body's work. The importance of using charged water is due to the fact that muscles are 70% water. With a lack of fluid, they lose elasticity, become less durable, and tire faster. Impaired blood circulation caused by dehydration can lead to weakened legs, cramps, and loss of coordination. Athletes and military personnel regularly consume water with electrolytes in the morning, as it helps to quickly restore the body and prepare for physical exertion. An ordinary glass of such water, drunk in the morning, improves muscle tone, prevents spasms, and increases the stability of the legs. Introducing this simple habit into everyday life can bring tangible results in just a few days. Lightness appears in the legs, morning stiffness disappears, and a surge of strength is felt. Thus, ordinary water can become a powerful tool for maintaining health and activity if consumed correctly. Instead of a morning coffee, opt for a muscle recharge. Traditionally, many start their day with a cup of coffee, hoping to perk up and feel a surge of energy. However, despite the apparent benefits, coffee does not provide the muscles with the necessary nutrients. Moreover, drinking coffee on an empty stomach can stimulate the production of cortisol, a stress hormone that, with prolonged exposure, can destroy muscle tissue, leading to its weakening. After waking up, the body especially needs nourishment. During the night's rest, the reserves of nutrients in the muscles are depleted. If you do not provide them with the necessary fuel in the morning, the body will begin to use its own resources, including breaking down muscle fibers. To prevent this undesirable process, it is necessary to provide the body with protein immediately after waking up, the main building material for muscles. Why protein? Muscles are made up of amino acids, which enter the body exclusively with food. A lack of amino acids in the morning can lead to the body extracting them from muscle tissue, which in the long term will lead to weakening of the leg muscles. So what is the best thing to eat for breakfast? A simple and effective option is an omelette with cheese and herbs, containing protein and fats that promote its absorption. Cottage cheese with nuts and honey is also suitable, combining protein with useful trace elements. Greek yogurt with the addition of a spoonful of linseed oil is an excellent source of amino acids and healthy fats. Some mistakenly believe that fast carbohydrates, such as sweet pastries or toast with jam, will provide the body with energy. Indeed, they can quickly raise blood sugar levels, but this effect will last only 40 to 60 minutes, after which there will be a sharp drop in energy. As a result, after a couple of hours, a feeling of fatigue will appear, and the muscles will not receive any benefit. In situations where there is not enough time for a full breakfast, a protein shake can be a lifesaver. By mixing milk, a banana, a spoonful of natural protein, and a little coconut oil, you can get a drink that will provide muscles with energy and building material. Studies show that people who consume protein for breakfast maintain stronger muscles in old age. This is because morning protein intake triggers recovery processes and protects muscles from destruction. Thus, to maintain leg strength and prevent muscle flabbiness in old age, it is recommended to replace morning coffee with a protein breakfast. This simple but effective habit will bring tangible results for many years to come. The third secret to strong legs lies in movements performed without even leaving the bed. A common mistake that many people make is getting out of bed abruptly, immediately after waking up. After a long night's rest, the muscles have not yet had time to activate, the joints remain stiff, and blood circulation is at a minimum level. As a result, a sudden rise can cause stress for the body, and the legs may feel cottony and weak. However, just 1 minute of light movements before getting out of bed can give your muscles a boost of energy for the whole day. This is not just a warm-up, but a kind of signal to the body, informing it of the need to get to work. Professional athletes use a similar practice to increase flexibility, reduce the risk of injury, and activate muscles faster. You can start without getting out of bed, performing 3 simple but effective exercises. First, flex and extend your toes up and down 10 times. This helps improve blood circulation and activates the small muscles responsible for maintaining balance. Second, circular movements of the feet 10 times clockwise and counterclockwise. This helps warm up the ankle joints and prevent morning stiffness. Third, alternately pull your knees to your chest with each leg. This exercise stretches the muscles of the hips and lower back, preparing them for smooth inclusion in the work. These simple movements contribute to the awakening of blood circulation and the activation of neuromuscular connections. If you perform them every morning, the leg muscles will become more resistant to stress, the feeling of stiffness will disappear, and the balance will improve, which often deteriorates in old age, leading to falls. With age, muscles lose not only their strength, but also the ability to quickly respond to movements, which is one of the reasons why older people stumble and fall more often. However, if you provide your legs with the right start every morning, the muscles will remain active and ready for stress. In addition, such a morning warm-up is an excellent prevention of varicose veins and thrombosis. Prolonged stay in a static position, for example, during sleep, leads to a slowdown in blood circulation in the legs. A morning warm-up helps to get the blood flowing and improve vascular tone. Regularly performing simple exercises in bed can almost halve the risk of falls and fractures for older adults. This remarkable effect is explained by maintaining the activity of muscles and joints, keeping them ready for movement despite the passage of time. Instead of a complex workout, it is enough to devote just a minute to your legs before getting out of bed. This simple practice brings incredible benefits. It strengthens muscles, improves coordination, and significantly reduces the likelihood of future injuries. It is also important to remember the importance of minerals, without which muscles lose their strength. In discussions about muscle health, the emphasis is often on protein, but few realize that without sufficient minerals, muscles cannot function properly. Even with a balanced diet, regular exercise, and an active lifestyle, a deficiency of key micronutrients can lead to muscle weakness, cramps, and general weakness in the legs. The trio of essential minerals for optimal muscle function includes potassium, magnesium, and calcium. These elements play a key role in the transmission of nerve impulses, muscle contraction, and their recovery after physical exertion. Insufficient morning replenishment of these minerals can force muscles to work in emergency mode. Potassium, the main regulator of water balance in muscles, leads to loss of muscle tone, a feeling of lethargy in the legs, and rapid fatigue during movement when deficient. Sources of potassium include bananas, spinach, avocados, and potatoes. Magnesium, known as an anti-stress mineral, helps muscles relax after contractions. Its deficiency can cause cramps, especially at night. Almonds, pumpkin seeds, buckwheat, and cocoa are excellent sources of magnesium. Calcium, necessary not only for bones but also for muscles, plays an important role in their contraction. Insufficient calcium levels can lead to muscle weakness and reduced joint flexibility. Natural cheese, cottage cheese, and kefir are excellent morning sources of calcium. How can you ensure your body gets all these minerals in the morning? The easiest way is to consume foods that contain several of these elements at once. For example, a banana with a handful of almonds will provide the body with potassium and magnesium, while yogurt with pumpkin seeds will provide calcium and magnesium. Oatmeal with milk and cocoa is an excellent balance of all three minerals. If you don't have time for a full breakfast, you can prepare a drink for your muscles. A glass of water with a spoonful of cocoa and a little honey. Cocoa is rich in magnesium, and honey promotes faster absorption of minerals. Many people do not realize the lack of these micronutrients until they begin to experience constant fatigue, cramps, and weakness in their legs. However, even a small replenishment of mineral reserves in the morning can significantly improve muscle function throughout the day. In conclusion, taking care of sufficient minerals in the morning is the key to the strength and health of your legs at any age. Minerals not only strengthen muscles, but also protect them from age-related changes, increasing endurance and body strength. Fifth observation. A contrast shower surpasses morning exercises in its effectiveness. Alternating exposure to heat and cold is a powerful stimulant for the muscular system, which many are not even aware of. It is widely believed that a contrast shower is just a means of waking up in the morning, but its effect is much deeper. It trains blood vessels, activates blood circulation, and strengthens the muscles of the lower extremities. The mechanism of action is quite simple. Warm water promotes vasodilation, increasing blood flow to the muscles, while cold water causes them to constrict, accelerating blood circulation. This process is similar to training for the cardiovascular system. When blood actively circulates, muscles receive more oxygen and nutrients, which contributes to their strengthening and increased endurance. Athletes have long appreciated this method for accelerating muscle recovery after intense exertion. For example, professional athletes resort to immersion in cold and then warm water after strenuous workouts. This helps reduce inflammation and strengthen muscles. Including a contrast shower in your morning routine allows you to start this process daily without requiring additional effort. How to take a contrast shower correctly. It is recommended to start with a moderate contrast, gradually increasing the temperature difference. First, warm the body for a minute under warm water. Then switch to cold water for 20 to 30 seconds. After that, return to warm water for about a minute. This cycle is repeated 4 times, ending with cold water. It is important to note that if it is initially difficult to tolerate severe cold, you can start with cool water, gradually lowering its temperature. What advantages does this give for the legs? First, the capillary network is strengthened, which increases the resistance of muscles to stress. Secondly, it reduces the likelihood of developing varicose veins, as cold water helps to constrict the veins, preventing them from stretching. Thirdly, the muscles receive a signal to wake up quickly, which reduces morning stiffness and facilitates movement. There is another unexpected effect. A contrast shower accelerates metabolism, promoting not only muscle strengthening, but also the burning of excess fat. Scientific studies show that people who regularly practice contrast showers are less likely to suffer from age-related obesity and muscle weakness. In Scandinavian countries, where the habit of alternating hot and cold water is instilled from childhood, for example in saunas with ice-cold plunge pools, the percentage of elderly people leading an active lifestyle is significantly higher than in countries where this practice is absent. In conclusion, a contrast shower is not just a way to invigorate yourself in the morning, but a powerful tool for maintaining leg health. Incorporating it into your daily routine allows you to not only strengthen your muscles, but also increase their endurance, elasticity, and readiness for exertion at any age. The 6th secret to longevity lies in morning walks using a clever trick. Walking, this simplest and most accessible form of physical activity, holds enormous potential. However, few realize that proper morning walking can not only maintain muscle tone, but also slow down the aging process. At the same time, there is no need for exhausting multi-kilometer runs. It is enough to enrich the usual walk with one small but significant element. Ordinary walking is certainly beneficial, but its impact is not enough to maintain muscle mass. With age, the muscles of the lower extremities lose their ability to work effectively if they do not receive adequate stimulation. The solution to this problem is to add moderate load. The easiest way is to use additional weight. This can be a backpack filled with books or bottles of water, with a total weight of 2 to 3 kilograms. Such a small load forces the muscles to work more intensively, strengthening not only the legs, but also the back. This is especially important for older people, as the core and lower body muscles play a key role in maintaining balance and stability while walking. Another effective technique is to change the terrain. When walking on a flat surface, the muscles adapt to a monotonous load. Including small ascents and descents in the route, such as stairs or inclined paths, provides versatile stimulation of muscle fibers, increasing their endurance. This mimics natural movements, maintaining leg strength throughout life. Many underestimate the importance of walking immediately after waking up. However, in the morning hours, the body is especially receptive to physical activity. Metabolism accelerates, blood circulation improves, and muscles begin to work more efficiently. What is the optimal duration of a morning walk to achieve a noticeable effect? Just 10-15 minutes of brisk walking is enough. It is important to maintain a moderately fast pace, as a slow walk will not provide the muscles with the necessary load. A more energetic walk, on the other hand, stimulates the processes of strengthening muscle tissue. Morning walking has an unexpected beneficial effect on the functioning of the brain. Active leg movements increase blood flow to the brain, improving concentration and cognitive functions. That is why people who regularly start the day with physical activity feel more energetic and think more clearly. Studies show that elderly people who spend at least 15 minutes walking daily are less likely to suffer from muscle weakness and joint problems. Even in old age, their legs remain strong and stable, significantly reducing the risk of falls. In conclusion, adding a little weighted walking to your morning routine will be a valuable contribution to the health of your muscles. This will not require significant time costs, but will bring enormous benefits: strong, resilient legs and active longevity. Each new morning opens up the opportunity to strengthen one's bodily frame, and especially the lower extremities. People who start their day with caring for their physical condition gain a significant advantage, allowing them to maintain muscle strength for many years. Electrolyte-enriched water, a high-protein breakfast, light physical exercises performed in bed, mineral intake, contrast showers, and energetic walking are all simple rituals that can radically transform the quality of life. Muscle tissue degrades not so much due to age as due to a lack of proper attention and care. If this process is neglected, by the age of 60-70, the legs may lose their strength, and such ordinary actions as climbing stairs or taking a long walk will cause serious difficulties. However, if you dedicate the necessary attention to your muscles from the very morning, you can maintain strength, mobility, and a confident gait even at 80 years old. It is extremely important to realize that the human body has an amazing ability to adapt to the conditions we provide it. If the legs do not receive sufficient load, they are subject to atrophy. If they are deprived of the necessary nutrition, they lose their strength. But if you take small but purposeful actions every morning, the muscles will receive everything they need for long and healthy work. Unfortunately, many people begin to think about the health of their muscles only when pain, weakness, and limitations in movements appear. But those who take care of their legs in advance acquire a completely different old age, full of activity, rich, and free from physical limitations. So why not start tomorrow morning? Just a few minor changes to your morning routine, and years later you will feel grateful to yourself for your foresight. Start acting towards health today, so that you don't regret missed opportunities in the future.